Hello, it is Friday. We're back for another episode of Vlogging and Podding Nonsense with Ian and Jamie from Country UK. We've carrying on with trying to find some random numbers to match our episode numbers. So last week for number 7, who did we have? Darren Anderton.
Steve Marley.
And Steve Marley. So Jamie's got some more Tottenham random ones, and I've got more.
I tell you, like eight is a gold mine for random Spursiness. Helder Postiger, possibly the worst player to ever play for Tottenham, with the current number 8, Harry Winks, not too far behind him. But some good ones: Eli Dimitrescu, Alan Nielsen, Ryan Mason, or as well, I was sort of thinking the ultimate number 8, like the greatest number 8 kind of ever, Troy Aikman. Obviously, is kind of from the Cowboys standpoint, but I didn't kind of want to use Troy because it's going to be a Cowboys 9 next week for me. But so we'll go with Alan Nielsen as the Spurs number 8.
So I've been hard at work on the ski hill this week trying to find some random number 8 tedious links, and we'll start off with an Australian link. So this weekend, or today even, Brad Cox, who Jamie has previously interviewed, has released his new track, What Brought You Back. Also in Australia this weekend is the Australian Grand Prix. So that's my Sunday morning sorted. And now that Formula One drivers can have their own number, obviously the main number 8, who isn't in Formula One anymore, is Roman Grosjean. But he does race in IndyCar, which is based in America.
Yeah.
And this weekend in America, the main sport topic is the Masters. So that is my Friday evening, Saturday evening, Sunday evening sorted. So I had a look at random Masters facts for the number 8. And it turns out 8 under par is the most common winning score in Masters history, with the last one being Bubba Watson. There you go.
That is like a proper ultimate stat bomb with what that is, like how you've kind of dug that out. In the mix, it's a huge weekend of sport actually, because obviously it's City Liverpool on Sunday afternoon, Grand National tomorrow. You've got the Masters going on, so Aussie Grand Prix, and it's very open. Like I know it's only sort of started with a couple of races in the F1, but it's a lot more. You've got nobody kind of running away with it really at the minute. The Ferraris are doing well, and Verstappen's still about, and Lewis is nowhere to be seen. What a shame. Yeah, well, they'll get it sorted. But anyway, so kind of at the minute, there's no runaway sort of leader in F1, which is another little tedious link going forward in terms of when we're starting the news. That yesterday, big news from Team Runaway June, that they have now found a new member, and Stevie Woodward has joined the band to join with Natalie and Jennifer. So that's really exciting from the girls, that kind of what they're going to be doing sort of going forward. And that's kind of sort of that only sort of broke yesterday, and kind of been a couple more sort of bits this week. We've had no tour announcements, which seems like we seem to be talking about that every week that we've done it, but no new ones this week. But kind of a mini sort of festival related bit of news came this week though, didn't it?
Yeah, so we've got Nashville Meets London is back. Obviously, previously has been a free festival in Canary Wharf. We don't know too much. We know the dates. So we have Wednesday the 24th and Thursday the 25th of August. So if you were like me and straight away thought that's the long road, it's not. It is the days before long road. So you can literally spend your Wednesday, Thursday in London, Friday morning, head straight up to Long Road Festival, because that was the first thing that got me. I was like, have they not matched the dates here?
Yeah.
But when you look into it, it is the midweek dates. It has got a new venue, Trinity Buoy Wharf. We know very little about the venue. It's not somewhere.
We know where it is and how to get there by Google Maps, but that's about the extent of what we know at the minute.
So it's opposite the O2, so it'll be a very familiar setting. There is all still the usual transport links to get there, so you are still slap bang in that kind of central London area, so it'll be nice and easy for everyone to get to. But we don't know. Obviously, we don't know who's playing. We don't know if it's still going to be a free festival or anything. So we kind of wait and see. But
watch this space when we
Yeah,
hear
so
more.
quite exciting.
Yeah. So that's obviously good. So we've got another sort of festival. We're obviously going to be down, or I'm going to be down covering the second festival of the year this weekend, Country on the Coast, which we'll sort of touch on a little bit later. But since we last recorded, something we bizarrely forgot to talk about last week, just a minor little thing, it's only like the biggest thing in music happened last weekend when the Grammys took place. So the Grammys kind of went on last weekend. There's obviously bazillions and millions of categories, and it'd take all day for kind of going through stuff that's kind of not overly too relevant. But when they sort of break it down into the categories, there are 4 country awards. Chris Stapleton took 3 of them. For Album of the Year was Starting Over. Song of the Year, which is basically the writing composition of the song, for Cold. And also in country, they do a solo recording performance and a duo/group/ kind of duet collaboration performance. And Chris took the solo one for You Should Probably Leave, and Brothers Osborne with the other country winner with Younger Me with the recording for best duo group. And then kind of amongst other ones, Americana falls under American Roots, which kind of has a lot more kind of variety in kind of those sort of like southern genres. And the only Americana specific one is for Americana Album, which was Native Sons by Los Lobos, which won that. I didn't really kind of pay too much attention to those. I saw Yola didn't win, but kind of that was about the sort of extent I saw in there. And kind of the only other sort of real country sort of interest was that Carrie Underwood's Christian album, My Saviour, won Best Roots Gospel Album in the Gospel Christian categories. And then sort of beyond that, like they do a general field as well. There wasn't too much in terms of nominations in there. Taylor's, I think Evermore, I can't remember if it's Evermore Folklore, was nominated for Best Album in the general field. Didn't win because Album of the Year was We Are by John Batiste. And then the Song of the Year and like Record of the Year went to like Bruno Mars for his like new sort of project that they've done, Silk Sonic, with a track called Leave the Door Open, which won both those. And the other major the other general field category, Jimmy Allen was nominated for Best New Artist, which is the only category that focuses on the artist rather than a recording or a song. But that was won by Olivia Rodrigo, who of course she was going to win it. I personally think she should have swept the board in their generals, but she also picked up 2 further awards in the pop categories for Sour and Driver's License with the kind of solo performance and album. And so she won 3 awards. Chris Stapleton won 3 awards, and also there were 3 awards for Foo Fighters, which was really good to see, obviously given the really sad news that kind of came from them over the last couple of weeks. So yeah, we probably should have mentioned the Grammys last week, but we'd have sort of basically sort of talked and tried to build it up and like got completely wrong in terms of what we thought we were going to win. So it sort of, saves us that mess.
I think we could have guessed Chris Stapleton. That's almost like the standard now, isn't it? It's almost a guarantee.
Yeah. I think like the general field ones were kind of really surprised. You kind of look through like, Billie Eilish was up for kind of a couple of awards. She didn't win anything at all. So, it's, very bizarre, like how anything kind of works. Where it's not quite the same as like the CMAs or the ACMs, where it's kind of a little bit more predictable. It's like, oh, I wonder who's going to win. It's like, there's a surprise. It's like, Old Dominion again. And, so yeah, that's that. And I suppose the only other kind of news in regard to like songwriting, that Ed Sheeran obviously had been involved in quite a large lawsuit which finished this week. And the great news for songwriters everywhere is that he won this lawsuit where he was kind of been sued for copyright infringement on Shape of You. And basically they successfully argued, well, hang on, it's like there's only so many notes that you can use and things, and it's sort of great. And like he sort of pointed out that we've got this sort of culture now that people look for a way to actually, let's try and settle out of court just to make things go away and make some money. And he's like, no, I'm not having it. This is a big thing for songwriters everywhere. So good on Ed for fighting a good fight.
So when I heard about this news, I was on a train in Norway.
Yeah.
Trains in Norway, they've got like TV screens and all the news comes on. And I was trying to work out whether or not he had won the lawsuit or not, because I didn't have my phone or anything on me. And it just kind of came up Ed Sheeran, and then it says Vin is spelled. It was like Vinne, I think it's
So
spelled.
are you implying that your Norwegian is kind of not quite up to scratch?
Sorry, I couldn't find that in your music.
Don't know who that was. So yeah, I took a guess that Vin must mean win. I was like, right, he obviously won his lawsuit then, because that's all it can be meaning. But surely, I don't know what lose is, but it wouldn't sound like Vin.
Yeah.
And I've sussed that much of the Norwegian language this week.
Did you pick up any other useful Norwegian words or phrases at all?
No, a lot of it sounded like German to me.
Right.
But then they just all speak English, so you just straight away just start rambling in English and hope they understand you.
Well, no, that is the thing with so much of Europe. It's like the same when you go to like Holland, you go to Amsterdam, or even if you go to Belgium, to Brussels or whatever, it's like, they all speak English, and, and we're just very lazy as a nation. It's like we conquered the world at one point, so they all know how to speak our language. The exception's the French, who will also speak English, but they just like, it's like, no, we're just going to be arses because we can be, really. So yeah, so that's that. So Norway was fun for you. It's been windy here. Been really windy this week.
Oh, I woke up
I've sort of noticed. I was worried about my fence once again, but it survived, which was good. Which was my big news. Apart from dyeing my hair black, I had a moment of madness, and kind of my Olivia Rodrigo stan, which I decided I was going to turn back into, just kind of took a turn to the extreme. It's like, well, let's sort of go jet black, and I quite like it, actually.
It's different.
Yeah, it's very different. It was just like I'd said to you before, the thing about it, I don't quite know why. I was just lay in bed at like 1 o'clock in the morning and like looking on the Boots website at like Schwarzkopf hair dye. And then the next thing, it's like, the next day I got bored when I went to Sainsbury's and just sort of picked some up. As you do. But yeah, that's enough about my hair. And
you won't be standing out as the bleached blonde bimbo in the corner at Country on the Coast.
Definitely won't be. I was trying to think of something witty about who I'd leave that to, but I'm not brave enough. So, yeah. But yeah, so Country on the Coast this week. We're excited to kind of head down. I'm heading down to Southsea later. It's, I'm trying to think who's playing tonight. Georgia Nevada. Birthday boy Alan Finlan. Happy birthday, Alan, for your 30th. As we hinted last week, it's going to be pretty wild and a lot of fun. And we're gonna be trying to pick up some bits that we're either going to piece together as a special Podding Nonsense episode 8.5, or we're gonna just sort of piece it into like future broadcasts and stuff. So we're going to be chatting to Lucy Blue, amongst other people, who is someone that's got a new single out today. So she's shared Surrender, which is her new track, and it's actually a really, really busy day for new music releases today. And it's, it's, to be honest, it's not a great day for kind of independent artists to be putting music out really today, because we've got a lot that's come out, haven't we?
There's a few big guns have stepped up this weekend. So linking back to the Grammys, Carrie Underwood has released a new track, Denim and Rhinestone, which is also going to be the title track of her album, which she announced yesterday. I think she put it online. And it's not actually out till June 10th. So we've got quite a while till it is released, but we obviously had a track, I think, was it last week, 2 weeks ago? She released a track off it. So I think we're now gradually kind of see, I think over the next couple of months, I'm sure we'll see 5 or 6 tracks released from her. Also on the album news, Cole Swindell, we spoke about last week. He's been gradually releasing tracks. The album is now out. So Stereotype comes out today. I had a listen to that one this morning, and there's some absolutely great tracks on it that haven't been released. And the other main album news for today is everyone's favourite from C2C, Caitlin Smith, is out with High, and I think that is going to be a huge one this side of the Atlantic for her, because I think, as I say, she must have picked up so many new followers, and I hope she gets the just rewards with getting some kind of good radio play from this album, some good streaming numbers over this side.
Yeah, so High is kind of, it's sort of an extended EP is almost a way to describe it. So it's the first chunk of kind of a sort of 2-part album, which will essentially, the second part, Low, will come later this year. So the whole project's High and Low. And we spoke to Caitlin kind of about it kind of just before C2C, and that piece is online, where she talked about it was the first time where she'd sat in a producer's chair to bring a record out, and how it was kind of, it felt a lot more feminine and kind of almost like tender and vulnerable were the words that she sort of used to describe it. And you've got like High, which is a title track which Miley Cyrus had cut before, Downtown Baby, which was the song she brought out before she came to C2C, and just
Dreaming's Free. That was the other one that was released.
Yeah, and like one of the tracks I know in particular, which really stands out, Maybe in Another Life, which is an absolutely just gorgeous, stunning ballad, which we got to hear when we were at the Tennille Towns, Alex Hall, and Caitlin little showcase thing during C2C, and just kind of hearing that cut, it's like it's just unbelievable. And like I say, we were really privileged actually to get to hear some songs in that way. So like Ian said, like she went down so well at C2C, and I think a lot of people that were not fans of her already definitely will be. And that this record is great. We've had so many great records from the girls that have come out this year and things as well. We talked about Marin and Hayley, and we've obviously got Miranda one kind of on the way and stuff coming forward. So it's really great seeing what they're all doing. But yeah, I say Caitlin's someone I've been a fan of for a long time, and it's great that finally that people are sort of seeing, and she won a lot of fans at C2C. Similarly, somebody else that won a lot of fans at C2C has a new track out today. One of our favorite artists that we're a big fan of, and she's been sort of good supporter and things with us as well, Kalista Clark, it's great to see that she's got kind of new music kind of that's come today. Gave It Back Broken is her new track that's come out today, which again we got to hear, a lot of people got to hear during C2C when she was kind of playing things there. So yeah, it's really exciting that she's got new music on the way, kind of just following on from when Real To Me, kind of her debut EP came out at the start of last year. So hopefully, fingers crossed, we're kind of going to be into a good sort of spell for release cycle with her. So it's a nice kind of little sort of ballad that she's kind of brought out to kind of tease into that. Other new music.
So there's one final C2C link for this year is Tim Hicks, the Canadian artist who played several times over the weekend. I got to catch him on two occasions. He's released a track, High Rollers, which is, if you know Tim Hicks's music, it's very much up-tempo, bit rocky. You know what you're going to get with Tim Hicks, and this song is very similar to those, which again, he just keeps doing what he does. I think that's why he stands out from the crowd for me.
Yeah. And yeah, like I said, that's kind of, it sort of keeps going. Like I said, Lucy's put her new track out. We got some more from people to be familiar with over this side. There's new music from Rashina Hagan. There's new music from Amelia Quinn. Megan O'Neill's kind of put out her EP, Time, which has come out today as well. So there's a load of great kind of independent artists and things doing great things over here. Like I say, we talked about Caitlin, we talked about Kalista, Carrie, and if we're kind of keeping in the sort of theme of these big hitting females, it's an absolute jam from Kelsey Ballerini that's come out today. Heart First, I absolutely love it. It's got a real sort of like 80s kind of like vibe with kind of almost like synth type elements and stuff into it, but it's still very distinctly Kelsey. And it's it's a track that I just kept, when I was sort of listening to all the new music and stuff, I just kept I love this so much. I was just kind of playing it over and over again. So that's, again, it's great that she's coming back into release cycle, and so we're getting new music from her, which is great fun. And then sort of lastly, we talked about the Grammys before, Brothers Osborne winning. And also on that, before we kind of gets this. Like at the Grammys, I don't know if kind of you saw in at all, but like when, because obviously John Osborne is married to Lucy Silvers, who, you know, one of the biggest, you know, names in sort of the UK sort of scene and things. And her wonderful outfit that she was wearing at the Grammys was designed and made by Cassie Ashton, which looked really, really cool. And Cassie's obviously going to be playing shows with Caitlin Smith. So we've got this wonderful sort of big cycle coming round, but it's the other member of Brothers Osborne. It's TJ. He's jumped on a track with Gillian Jacqueline, which has come out today, Better with a Broken Heart. So we've kind of got quite a sort of broken heart type theme and a lot of titles and things this week. But yeah, that's a great track. Again, really cool sort of listen to, lots of different sort of sounds, and the way that Gillian's and TJ's voices go together makes that sound pretty cool. And yeah, so I'd say, you know, the new music playlist this week is going to be hot, really.
It's definitely been a busy release week. I say busy weekend ahead for live music on the coast, which I know you're really looking forward to. Yeah. Hence the early recording of this week. As ever, we have no time plan of when we record this. Yeah. We actually kind of planned it this weekend, I have to be honest.
Well, I was going to say, it's like we've actually been quite organised, like sort of with doing things. Like, luckily the thing is, this is kind of like take 2 of trying to record, because when we tried to record it after about 40 seconds, it's like I just massively made a mess, and like I started talking to myself for about 2 minutes where my signal sort of died. But yeah, for now I've got train beers in the fridge, so looking forward to heading down to Portsmouth. We're going to be chatting to Gasoline and Matches. We're going to be talking to Hannah Roper, aka Lily Garland, who runs the festival. We're going to hopefully find Alan and interrupt his drinking time over the weekend to grab a word with him. We're going to be chatting to Lucy, so she can tell us about her new single. And I don't know if you heard Ian, but she went on stage with Darius Rucker at the O2. Not that she's like,
what,
yeah, she never mentioned it at all.
No, didn't know that.
Love You Really Blue. And we're also going to be, I think, possibly the worst idea ever, that going to try and chat with the entire Lee family, because obviously Megan is playing on Saturday.
Are you going to get a word in? That's your challenge.
With all of the Lees, I don't know. I don't know. The thing about it is, like, I say, Kay doesn't stop talking, and like, you know, and like Meg doesn't stop talking, and it's like I don't stop talking, so that's just got like complete shit show written all over it, so that would be great fun. But yeah,
you just need to leave the phone on record for like half an hour, and we'll see what we can make of it.
I'm really looking forward to it, because like you've got Katie Hurt playing, you've got Gareth Nugent, you've got like Gasoline and Matches, Alan, Lucy, Georgia, Megan, Louise Parker, but beyond that, like there's not, I don't think there's any of the O&O as well, Orion Obadiah, but beyond that, it's like I don't think I've seen any or heard of any of the others, so it'll be kind of cool to sort of check out what's there, and hope that the Wi-Fi is pretty good in the venue for when I want to watch Spurs Villa tomorrow night. Big game, massive after our triumphant win last weekend, so Spurs absolutely flying, and then Palace did us a favour on Monday night, turned Arsenal over.
Not over yet. Is that your hope?
Well, I'm hoping. We've still got to play Arsenal as well, so you know I'm feeling confident this week. I've gone for my bench boost on fantasy, because I still had it there, because I couldn't decide who to leave in or put out, and I had the big risk. I've changed Salah being captain, so he's not captain this week. For the first time I've had him in my team that he's not captain.
Gamble.
I've gambled on Son. I've got a feeling that we're going to have a big performance, and Sonny's going to fill his boots. So who's Fulham got?
Who have Fulham got? Fulham are finally playing back at home after about 5 games away from home, because it has just been a bizarre month where they haven't actually played a home game, which seems really weird. So it's Coventry, because we won. I was watching the game in the week. So we won 1-0 in the week. It's Coventry at home this weekend. 6 points are needed to get promotion.
Yeah.
So that's almost like a guaranteed now. But yeah, Coventry home this weekend. Should be, well, we messed up against them last time, so hopefully it's a bit of get our own back after earlier in the season. But yeah, I've got a bit of a sport watching weekend. So
yeah, it's
Sunday, I'm literally probably not leaving my sofa by the sounds of it.
Yeah, well, I'm probably going to be hungover on Sunday morning. I'm probably going to be hungover tomorrow morning as well. Shock horror. But hey, we can find out. You can put it to the test. It's like, do blondes really have more fun now that I've gone dark again for like the first time in ages? So yeah, so it's going to be fun. It's exciting. I say we might have another podcast come in during the week. We've got a couple of bits kind of come into the site. I'm trying to think what we've still got to come up.
Sam Outlaw review is going on today, so that'll probably be on before this is released, so that will be on there now in theory.
Yeah, because in a weird time paradox of who we are, where we are, etc., etc. But yeah, so we've got loads, and I think Rumour as well is the only other one. We're still
Rumour Sycamore will be next Friday.
Yeah, Sycamore will be coming a little bit later. Oh, that was great because I tried the coffee that she mentioned. This is going like massively off tangent when we were about to finish, but when I was chatting to her, like Jordan, Sycamore, she was she had her Starbucks kind of in front of her, and we were sort of talking what our go-to orders was, and she'd sort of said that hers is a snickerdoodle latte, which is kind of a caramel latte with white chocolate mocha mixed together. It's amazing. I perfected it, got the quantities right, had Starbucks this morning. Not my usual barista. He massively fucked it up, put too much caramel in, but another story. But anyway, like that's why you use the mobile app and just, don't give the staff any interpretation. But yeah, definitely. So would seriously recommend Grande Latte, soya, obviously, with the blonde roast, 3 shots of espresso, and then 2 of caramel and 2 of white chocolate mocha. And that is my wonderful thing to leave you all with that will make your weekend better. And that's that.
So for the final time this weekend, Country on the Coast starts today. First artist is on at 6:45 today. Tonight, you'll see Alan Finland, Downtown Roundabout, Becky Lawrence, and Hicktown Breakout. Tomorrow kicks off at 12 o'clock.
There's also Charlotte Young and Georgia Nevada tonight on the
tonight. It's not on my list here.
On the updated times one, yeah.
And then so tomorrow kicks off at 12. Music goes right through till 11:30. DJ until 1 a.m. Jamie will be sat on the curb throwing up at about 1:20
Definitely
a.m.
will not be on the curb throwing up.
And then Sunday, doors open at 12. First artist will be on at 12:30. Jamie might have turned up by about 3 o'clock.
No, I definitely will. I'm traveling back home on Sunday night, so I need to be out my Airbnb by I think 11. So I'll be there on time.
And then the live music on Sunday will finish at 7:15. So yeah, a full-on one evening, 2 full days of it. Jamie can have a good weekend. Keep your eye on the socials. I've given him, unfortunately, I don't know why, I've given him free reign.
I can do a takeover. It can be like the whole. It's like, hi, I'm Jamie, and I'm taking over the country in the UK Insta account for the weekend.
I'm changing the password. I think the password might be changed by Saturday lunchtime at this rate. You never know.
No, I'll be good. To be honest, it's fine. But yeah. So like we said,
normally he gets too drunk and forgets. So don't worry. There won't be.
No, it's fine. I've just got to sort of remember to like when the Sam Outlaw review comes online to kind of share that and stuff. And yeah, so it's cool. And it's not just Sam; it's about Ruthie Collins as well, who is delighted to be back in the States, where they have full fat cream for coffee, which she was not a fan of skimmed milk at all over here. It's one of the things, like whenever the Americans come over, it's like everyone else like, oh, the Brits are so nice, they're so lovely, people are polite, they listen when you do music and stuff, but no one actually wants anything important. Like, you know, you sit on the underground, it's like, do not engage, do not make eye contact, do not make conversation. If you're on the escalator, stand on the right, which is not just for Americans, it's something that Northerners and other people that come to London can't grasp. It's like, it's really fucking simple. You stand on the right, not in the middle, not on the left. If you've got your suitcase, put it on the kind of step in front or behind, because everyone just gets pissed off at you that you're holding everybody up. But yeah, I don't need to worry about the underground today, because we're going south, heading out of London, like in South Country on coast. And yeah, have a good weekend.
Thank you very much, Jamie. Enjoy your weekend. And
ciao for now.
We'll see you in the week. Bye bye.